Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Play Morrowind with Mervis. Now, last time we left off, we were stood just outside of this little cave that someone had dug into a rock wall here. And we were going to head on in just to see if there was anything to see in here. So let's head on in. And get out our sword, because Mervis finds that in general caves tend to contain things that would like to brutally murder him. What do you know? It contains something that wants to brutally murder us. And Morrowind combat, everyone. Get used to it. There's going to be a lot of missing early on.
You will die!
And that is what we call me almost dying. Slaver key, bit of gold, natural leather boots, and a chitin dagger, just in case we ever want a dagger instead of a full blade. So yeah, we took a few nasty scrapes there. Fortunately, we have our engraved ring of healing here to help us get past that. So it's a very good thing, in Mervis's mind, that we didn't give it back to Fargoth. Unfortunately, we can't really heal ourselves up any more than this, which is about half health. However, we do currently have something a bit more lethal at our disposal than this iron short sword. Or, wait, long sword. What the hell? I thought I bought a short sword. God, am I so blind that I ended up picking up a long sword rather than a short sword? We'll be fixing that pronto. Anyways, we have a spell we can cast that will allow me to conjure a blade, and conjured blades are, in general, a good deal more dangerous than their non-conjured cousins. So, I think this is worth a go. And that's one down. Time to make it two. And she's throwing stars at us. Okay, we are almost dead. Chitin throwing stars. That'd be nice to sell and keep. And we finally have our first lockpick. Take bets on how long that's going to last me for. Probably not that long. We also have a probe. And I'm sure there are some among you who are going, wait, aren't probes and lockpicks the same thing? And no. No, they are not. As I just heal up what I can. Using my engraved ring of healing. And all this is telling me is that I really need to get myself a proper healing spell at some point, as we literally have one charge left on the bloody thing. But as I was saying, probes and lockpicks are not the same. You see, lockpicks pick locks. Probes disarm traps, and let me tell you, these are not the bitchin' traps of your grandpa's. And let me tell you. Oh, that was just the sound of my conjured dagger going away. Got nervous there for a second, but yeah. Traps in Morrowind can be really quite dangerous, and I have experienced this firsthand. I'll be having that skooma, by the way, to sell. And you know what? I'll just take all this stuff. It's useless crap on its own, not including the skooma and moon sugar, but it adds up, and early on, we need everything we can get. However, when it comes to stuff like skooma and moon sugar, the thing to keep in mind is that these are very, very illegal substances. Steel wakizashi. So I guess we won't be paying for a replacement. I'll just be using that. Steel wakizashi, as I was saying, these are very, very illegal substances, and the shopkeepers in this game have a supernatural ability to sense when you are carrying such an illegal substance. Soul trap, whatchamacallit? Iron broadsword, okay. The shopkeepers have a supernatural ability to sense when you are carrying such a barred item. They have no such ability, unlike in Oblivion and Skyrim. Recorder, eh? Very nice. I'm pretty sure that being there is part of another mod I have. One that lets me effectively learn to be a bard. But to get back to what I was saying about the shopkeepers, they have a supernatural ability to detect when you are carrying an outlawed item. Such outlawed items include skooma and moon sugar, because they are drugs, raw ebony, thanks to an imperial monopoly that the scout mentioned to us. And I believe Dwemer artifacts as well, although Dwemer coins don't seem to be covered under that from what I can tell. I'm pretty sure I've sold them to any odd shopkeeper with no problems. Although, that might have... I don't remember what mods I was using at the time, so who knows. And yeah, this guy's carrying a common robe. That's the reason why I didn't actually want to bother and buy one from the shopkeeper, because I was already planning on raiding this place, and they have that. Theoretically speaking, right now I could dive down into that water and see if they had anything of value down there. But, number one, Mervis would rather not get wet if we can avoid it, and number two, we're quite badly injured right now, and our magic healing ring is almost out of charge, so we are going to avoid pushing our luck on such matters whenever possible. I'll take the rest of your stuff and dispose of your corpse. As to why I'm disposing of the corpses, it's just sort of experience thing from past Elder Scrolls games I've done, where I think in Skyrim and Oblivion, leaving a lot of bodies lying around like that tended to cause save game bloat. I don't know if it can do it in Morrowind, but I'm just sort of a little paranoid of that sort of thing. And we did find that slave key a while back, so Mervis suspected there would be slaves up here, and unlike most of his Dunmer brethren, we are not very big fans of slavery. Mostly due to the fact that Mervis grew up and was born. Well, we are not very big fans of slavery. Mostly due to the fact that Mervis was born and raised in Cyrodiil, not Morrowind. So we have a very imperial perspective on such matters. And we will be letting the slaves free, now that we have cleared out the slavers. We would have done it sooner, but they might have heard the sound and turned around and caught us by surprise while we were freeing them.
Blessed we are.
Or just re-enslaved them after we had gone, had I not cleared them out. However, now they're dead, so we don't have to worry about that. It's 8 in the evening now. Those. I think we can head back to say the name. We have a couple of things we want to do. Number one is the fact that we've gathered up a decent amount of loot. So, we want to pay a visit to the trade house and sell some of it. That's first on the list. Second is we need to be back by the time it hits 11 p.m. and our athletics still has gone up. Nice. As I was saying, the second thing is the fact that we need to be back by about 11 p.m. to be able to spy on our friend there from the lighthouse and see where he keeps his gold. Oh look, it's the town drunk. How wonderful. You don't like that I'm doing debt collection. See how much I care. And yeah, they don't want to trade with us because we have moon sugar, and I could just plunk it down on the floor right next to me, and thanks to the way the engine works, they would not know, but that does not strike me as a very immersive-y thing to do. So, I'm going to head over here, and I will stash my skooma. Well, I was going to stash it in that tree stump, but apparently we can't put anything in it. We'll do something slightly on the crafty side, though, and we will store it under here. The bottles were meant to be slightly far back and not just out in the open like that, so since I was trying to put those bottles basically right beside the moon sugar, I'm gonna ask that you basically pretend that that's where they are. Because otherwise, we will be here all night while I attempt to pull that off. Now, there are actually some merchants who will trade with you in skooma and moon sugar, Most notably Khajiit, because skooma and moonsugar are actually part of their culture in a very interesting way. But most merchants are not interested, although other than that, I'm pretty sure there are some corrupt ones out there who are also willing to trade in illegal substances. They don't go around and advertise it, but I'm pretty sure they do exist. You can also have my throwing stars and the spark sword. I really don't have any interest in that. Two of the 3 daggers. That iron longsword you can have. Cloth bracer. Clothing and helm. All that niche leather crap. And you can have all the clothing that I have on me, with the exception of the fine shoes, extravagant robe. Actually, scratch that. You can have the fine shoes, you just can't have the extravagant shoes, the extravagant robe, or the common cloak. Now, let's see. Do I want to sell the Soul Gem Scroll or the Scroll of Icarian Flight is the question. First, let's sell our spare bits and pieces that we picked up. Not the recorder. Make sure you do not sell the recorder. I'm keeping that torch for now, though, just so we have some light in dark areas. You can have the rat meat, though. And let's see. Tarheel's journal I don't really have any interest in holding on to. Give him that too. Can we get it up by 6 gold? We managed, but it lowered his disposition a little. That's one of those things you can do where you can force through a deal at a higher price, provided you're not being too unreasonable, but it will make them like you less, as you're being really forceful and aggressive. Now we have 242 gold, so before I do anything else, I am going to buy the Hearth Heal spell. So now we have a healing spell. And we can actually heal ourselves of our wounds. Next thing I want to try and do is get as much chitin armor as I can. Ooh, 115. We have 99 gold. I don't think he's gonna be willing to lower that far enough. I'm gonna need to sell something else. So if I want to afford this. Sorry, Scroll of Figia's Gem Feeder. You gotta go. Nothing personal, but I need that armor. And now, if you will excuse me, I'm going to step into a corner here. And get stuck. Saying, I'm just gonna step back here and pretend they... And he's going to draw back a little bit of a curtain into a pseudo-changing room. to enable Mervis to slip into his new armor. We have the vast majority of our new suit of armor, but we still need to get ourselves some greaves. But this should protect us. I could get a chitin shield if I wanted to, but honestly, I don't think a shield really suits us all that well. We're more of a single weapon duelist type. Hence the steel wakizashi. It's a very nice looking blade, you have to admit. Very nice looking indeed. And we ran across this earlier,
Speak, traveler.
which, if I remember my mod correctly, it's basically you can use that to start learning music and the like, unless I'm much mistaken. And we failed at casting our spell. That's actually a thing in Morrowind that I believe they unfortunately got rid of in later games. Spells actually have a failure chance. And we have failed it 3 times and therefore are out of magicka to spend on the spell now, which is unfortunate. That's another thing that didn't return in later games, I don't believe. The fact that your magic items could regenerate their charge if you left them be for long enough. Because we've gone back up to having 20 charge as opposed to just 1. Fortunately, we have this ring, so I can regen my health a little bit. Unfortunately, we're not in combat at this moment in time. Now, there was something else we picked up in that cave I wanted to have a look at. Where was it? Bardic Shield. That was it. And Fierce Strike. I'm not sure how we're supposed to use those, honestly, as I am only vaguely familiar with how the learning music in this mod works. I'm more than willing to teach you a new tune. You need to learn the specifics of the lute. Oh, really? I did not know that. So, where can I find a tutor? I've learnt my craft with Aldrich, a Breton bard who used to perform in Suran. Ask around, someone is bound to know him. Well, thanks for that.
Yes.
So, a Breton bard named Alric. In Suran, so first we need to find where Suran is. Don't suppose... No, we can't ask her about that. And that's another obstacle towards us becoming a bard. We don't actually know where Suran is. Oh crap, it's 11 o'clock. Sorry guys, I gotta go. I've gotta go water the plants. Yeah, that's it, that's it. totally not going off to spy on Fargoth from the lighthouse. No, why would you think that? Don't be silly. And we cannot cast that spell. Lovely. Okay. Hey there. Just wanted a little poke into the lighthouse. I'm new in town, you know, and I was busy today, having a peek around the local area and didn't get time for most of my sightseeing back then. I'm just gonna poke my head up here and have a little look. Okay. There he is. Luckily, he didn't notice my frantic jumping and trying to see what I was doing up here and getting stuck and all. Yeah, I see where you're going, Fargoth. Your money is mine. Hope you enjoy being poor, because that's where you're headed. Well, poorer than you are now, because, let's face it, he ain't exactly rolling in the money these days, is he? Okay, Fargy's out of here. And I don't think that the lighthouse keeper hangs around up here very much, so I'm just going to nab a few of things. See if I can't foist them off to the merchant for a little bit of spare cash. Right now, I honestly need all the cash I can get my grubby little mitts on, so that would certainly help. I would try to pick this lock, but I don't think that pick that I just nabbed off those slavers is anywhere good enough to open something like that. I have a good eye for locks, and I have a feeling this one's a bit too complicated. Plus, she's right over there and watching. I don't think that would be a popular move. I really do not. What I can do, however, is have a little look around and find some more mushrooms. Because that's my current vocation, apparently, as Mervis the Mushroom Finder. It's not a vocation I'm overly pleased with, admittedly, but it is my current vocation. If I keep standing out here in this rain, my new armor is going to get all rusty and it'll lose its shine. I'd rather it lose its shine in battle than to rain. Let's throw in this robe. It's crappy as fuck, but right now that's what I need. Also, ditch these pauldrons. They don't fit inside the robe very well. Now, let's have a look at what I've got for mushrooms so far. It's a lot of luminous russula, a bit of bungler's bane, some violet coprinus, quite a bit of it actually, and a bit of hypophasia. I've got quite a nice little collection of mushrooms. I don't think that trader really knows the value of such items well enough to give me a decent price for them, though, so I am going to hold on to these until I get to another town and find a merchant who knows the true value of such items. But, dear God Almighty, it is late now. Unfortunately, that idiot who's trying to pass for a merchant around here did not seem to sell anything in terms of beds. So first I will take Fargoth's gold and poke around here a little. Let's see if there's anyone around who
What's she doing here?
would be willing to let me make use of their facilities for the purpose of some rest. I don't think so. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing any beds around here I can use. Let's poke our heads back into the trade house and see if he is perhaps selling any sleeping bags or anything of the like. I don't see any. There's a mortar and pestle for 100 gold. I don't see any bedrolls or anything, unfortunately. So I do not think we'll be getting anything of the sort anytime soon. I could get a mortar and pestle for some portable alchemy, but right now I don't really have any need to put together any potions. What I do need is to learn some more spells. I can't get by on just what I have right now. Certainly not. Let's see. Sparks and Frost. Sparks, and that'll be it, actually. I don't want to buy too many of that sort of spell. He sells mostly destruction. I could do with a few illusion, but he doesn't seem to have any. Not talking to you, bastard.
Quickly, Outlander. I haven't much time.
Yeah.
I'm a busy gal, so if you could hurry this up.
And none of these people are interested in renting a bed or anything. These people have any beds for rent or anything. That's unfortunate. I suspected as much, but looks like we're going to have to find ourselves a nice patch of ground on the outskirts of the town and just curl up there. Unfortunate, but what can you do, eh? And according to the signs, Balmora is over in this general direction. That, I presume, would be the Silt Strider, but I'm not taking that. No siree. Looks like we'll be heading past the cave again. Though, so maybe we'll run into something of interest over here. Okay, I see where Pelagiad is on my map. It's that direction I want to be heading in. I'll just find my way a little bit further up the road and then see if we can't find an appropriate camping spot. Here we go. It's not the best, but this tree should give me some shelter for the rain. Time to settle in for the night. And we can rest for a few hours. Yeah, that does it. And 6 hours later, as the crow flies, and it is still raining. Gods. The weather in these parts is just the worst. It really is. And some of the fascinating local wildlife I've heard so much about over here, no doubt. Thankfully, it doesn't appear too unfriendly. Not that variant, at any rate. More, I'm not seeing Sulan on the sign, so that must be a pretty vague local settlement. Balmora and Pelagiad is over in this direction. Finally, the rain is letting up, honestly. The weather here is just the worst. It really is. I miss Cyrodiil. The weather there was at least predictable and wasn't utter shit 99% of the time. I don't even want to talk about this weather. Ancestral tomb. Apparently this is some sort of tomb. What is it with my kinsmen and burying their dead family members' ashes in carved out rocks and carved out slabs carved from rocks in mountainsides? I just do not understand these people. How am I related to them? And the bloody rain again. Well, if nothing else, this will let me get out of the foul weather for a little bit. I think I can wait out the storm in here and then Oh fuck, it's a ghost. Now, the last time I fought one of these, I had a magical weapon to face it down with. Desperate times. Come forth, ancestral guardian. Protect me. Or not. Okay, if my ancestral guardian is failing me, then good old-fashioned firebite will have to do the trick. Ugh. God. Have I mentioned how much I hate ghosts? Because I fucking despise things. They're just the worst. Well, waste not, want not, right? Hey, if they didn't want their stuff stolen, they shouldn't be lying dead on the ground in front of me, as far as I'm concerned. They've only got themselves to blame for being looted. And I don't want your bloody iron armor. You can keep it. I'll have your bone meal and that soul gem as well. Now, let's have a little bit of tomb exploration, shall we? What was that? What was that? I have a bad feeling all of a sudden. Get the weapon out, even if it's probably fucking worthless. Something is telling me that I should not be in here. Something says to me, Mervis, you should not be poking around a tomb. And there it is. Skeletons. Run! I am in no way equipped to take those things on. So how about we run away? We can come back here when I am equipped for such a fight. Out. And the fucking rain didn't even have the decency to stop before I made it out from my little tomb looting excursion. Oh, god damn it. The rain here is as inconsiderate as the politicians on the Elder Council. I fucking hate this country.